It's been so long since I've actually set this up, and we are live. All right, welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined by my co-host Dakota. What up, Dakota?
Hooty hoo! What up, baby? Dakota Drake 4 coming to you live from South Atlanta. It's been a minute. We've been busy. I swear we wanted to do an episode last week to top off Dega,
I
but
just got my voice back.
I literally have been hungover for like 8 days, and the show goes on. But we're going to talk a little bit of Dega week. We're going to throw Texas in there, and we're just going to talk everything NASCAR. Let's go.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock flag and eagle.
Hey, it always, when we miss like a week or two and then we get on here, it always feels good to be like, all right, we're back.
All right, we're back. We can talk about NASCAR.
We're fucking serious now. No more messing around.
We're really serious this time. We're really going to get back into it. We're not going to take breaks. We're not going to take 2 weeks off.
No more breaks.
Except next week. We'll talk about it. Next week, I leave Wednesday night, and I drive through the night to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
For his wedding?
And I won't get home until like Monday.
Oh, dude. I'll be on the road the next 2 weeks, so we can do one.
Yeah,
Tuesday
we're probably
night.
going to take another long-ass break.
What'll be Kansas? So maybe Monday or Tuesday. No, Tuesday would be better.
True. Tuesday could work. Yeah, it's Coulter's wedding. And so,
oh, cool. That's going to be rad.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun.
And you're going to see all those dudes again.
Yeah, I mean, we can just break right into Talladega. That was the bachelor party for one of my buddies because he was, I think, wanting to do some type of bachelor party around that time of year. And I'm just like, hey, I do Talladega every single year, and this could just be a sweet bachelor party. And so it worked out.
I hope they had fun. I hope
they all had a great time, dude.
Yeah, I think them boys fully embraced. Some of them, I think, went too hard too early, but I think some of them fully embraced what is.
They definitely went too hard too early. They couldn't make it through Sunday, dude.
They literally Sunday morning. They're like, "I'm fucking done, dude."
Yeah, they're like, "That's it," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, y'all really aren't like NASCAR fans. You're just here for a bachelor party."
I hope it lived up the hype. I know they had some buddies to go see. Out there already, but man, it was. I think Alex had to probably seem like he totally fucking embraced it and was just like, "Hey, I'm here for whatever."
Thursday at like midnight while we're playing poker, just vibing.
He got the full experience with the lake.
Like, where do we sleep around here?
Walking around.
Yeah, in your car. You're sleeping in your car.
And then, because the other guys never even really got the full creek experience. I kind of felt bad for them because they didn't show up to Saturday morning, right?
Some of them did. A few of them hopped right in the creek right when they
got home. But I meant like chilling in the creek, like when we were broing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if we did have just a creek chill sesh.
They showed up late Friday night, if I remember right. They showed up late Friday night or Saturday morning, and then it was like they had to do like cram everything in. But Alex got the full double barrel. And
yeah, I mean, it was a good time for anyone that doesn't know. We do a fun little camp called the
Dega Creek Camp 25, Dega Creek Camp 26. Man, dude, I literally, the last couple of years we've been like, hey, what up, Seth? The last couple of years, working all day. Hours. R.I.P. our boy Logan. We'll miss you forever, homie. I feel like each year we're like, dude, no way we're topping this one. And every year has been like, dude, we've got to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
We've got to stop doing this.
This year we topped it. I think that was.
No, literally. I think 2 years ago, that was the one I think. Which one? That might have been the one Seth came on. And that one was a fun one. And then the next year, we were like, dude, no way. Last year was rad. topped it, and like, no way it gets better than this. And then this year, it just like grows. Like the more people, the more everybody throws in, the more the camp keeps getting bigger with the shit we bring in. The tent, the Almighty tent was a huge success. We pitched in and bought this, like, was it 30 by 30 fucking or 20 by 30 tent, and I think it was appropriately sized for our crowd. It was huge. Tame and clutch. One thunderstorm the whole weekend. They said it was going to rain all weekend. Bullshit. And one thunderstorm, I think, on Friday afternoon, and it threw down for like 20 minutes. Storm blew by, and completely dry. Some shit outside camp got wet, but that's whatever. But I totally, man, had a fucking blast.
It was a good spot. We had a good spot. Because each year we kind of have to jump around the creek just a little bit, just because we show up Thursday, which you would think is pretty solid, but by Thursday the creek's already getting packed.
I've deadass wondered if, like, what if I went out there the weekend before and like taped something off? But all people gotta do is come and like knock the tape down.
Yeah, and like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, then I just wasted all my time.
Yeah, but there's a chance they don't. There's a chance that people.
What if they don't?
I'm gonna respect the tape rule. You know.
Yeah.
This isn't North Park.
The only thing I can think is like go ahead and just throw up a bullshit tent up.
Like, yeah, that's another thing actually.
Put a barrel out or something, a trash can.
Maybe drop off the couch.
I'm just afraid it wouldn't be there when we got back.
Someone's gonna steal the couch,
or it's like there's a raccoon living in it and it's disgusting.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it rained all week and it's just nasty as fuck.
Yeah, it could be one of those years. Also, this year was not. This year was good weather. We had a little bit of rain come through. What was that? Friday night?
Yeah, it was like Friday right before dark.
Yeah,
I was like, we better batten down the hatches. It's getting real here.
Man, we both hammock camped this year. That was my first year going full hammock. Nothing else.
I told you. No better sleep.
It was the best. It was definitely the best. That was the best move. I mean, luckily the weather was good. If it had rained a lot, I might have been like, "Ooh, this was." But I had the buses back up, so I would have been fine.
That tarp came through.
The tarp came through. Yeah. Although next year I'm gonna order one of the ones that they're made for that.
I'll try to find you the one I got. The one I got's badass.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's all I need. And then I'll just do that next year because that was clutch and no mosquitoes. I mean,
the weather was perfect. Like,
the weather was perfect for it.
Hot in the daytime. I'd say Sunday was the hottest day. Sunday got hot. It was hot in the daytime and like,
which is cool that at least that was like. Although I wanted to hop back in the creek. Did you hop back in the creek?
When?
On Sunday after the race.
Yeah, y'all, dude. It was like the most romantic, euphoric fucking cheers to put a fucking ribbon on their weekend. Y'all all packed up and left, and we still had to pack the trailer. Remember, we put everything over by the trailer. Everybody rolled out. Oh yeah, Brad shit the bed on that. We'll get to the race. Y'all all like peeled out like in a scurry, dust trail and all. And me, Logan, and Pittman were just left, the three amigos. And we were like, dude, all right.
Also, y'all have the shortest drive home, though.
Yeah, it was. I was in no hurry. Like, I was like,
I didn't get home until like 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, well, we were like, let traffic die down, clear out. Everybody's gunning to get out of here. And we were like, God damn, we drank all the beer.
We didn't hit like any traffic, by the way.
Well, we were
pretty dope.
We were like,
whoop, we were gone.
We were like, fuck, there's no beer. And then we put all the coolers like over on the trailer. We were loading the trailer up, strapping everything down. And we were like, hold on. Opened my cooler, and it was full of Alex's Miller Lights he left. Like, it was slap full of Miller Lights, and they were cold. And we were like, dude, let's fucking go. And I was like, dude, there's no way I'm making it home because I was pretty fucking gone. And I was like, unless I get my ass in that fucking creek. And I was like, it would make me feel so much better right now.
For sure.
After the weekend we had. So we were like, let's fucking do it.
It was still hot when we were
it was still hot. So we were all, but the sun was setting.
That was a quick race, by the
way.
We're
rolling balls, and we all get down in the creek. Logan is fucking gone, dude. Logan is gone. And we all get down the creek and wash our asses again and fucking just chill and drink these cold Miller Lite. We brought a couple of Miller Lights down the creek and we just chugged Miller Lights sitting in the creek like one last time. And everybody's gone. Like camp's gone and settled.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude. And I was blasting music in the truck. Like it was loud as fuck. We had Skinner playing. And it was just like, it was awesome. Like, kumbaya. This is the period on Dega. And it was so fucking sweet. And then changing some PJs and we just moseyed out. And we moseyed out. There was like nobody around. Like there was people that were staying. But like we just drove right out to the highway onto the interstate.
Yeah, there's not many people left staying. There's definitely still a little crowd, but
yeah.
It's so funny too. Every single year, it without fail, if it's somebody's first year, they'll bring up the fact that we're not staying Sunday night. About like, why would we want to leave early? Like, I'm having such a good time. Would I want to leave early?
Be clutch.
But... And but every single year, I'm like, just wait, man, just wait. And then, like this year, for instance, it was one of the guys from the Bachelor group that said that, and then lo and behold, they don't even stay for the race. They leave before the race even starts.
I've never ever got to stay Sunday night, and I feel like it would be the move. But then I also feel like waking up Monday morning, you'd be like, "Fuck." Seth, the year him and Wes came, they said we're staying. We're gonna leave Monday morning, and I'm pretty sure it was awesome. But I also feel like it'd be like, "Fuck." Now we gotta go home.
Driving back 2 years, I did this. The last 2 years, driving back to Texas, leaving after the race, me and some friends stop in Birmingham and get a hotel room and go out to a restaurant, take hot showers, sleep in a bed.
Oh, and then you're ready to ride home the next day.
Yeah, that's clutch. And then we wake up like before the sun comes up and we're feeling good.
Yeah.
That was clutch actually the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too expensive because by the time you hit Birmingham, there's like a bunch of options, it's Sunday night. It's not like Saturday night.
Well, the way my job's always hooked up is either I have a busy week the week before Dega or a busy week the week after Dega. So I always choose the week after.
Yeah, with this, you got to take off.
They at least let me like, hey, you can either be busy through Thursday and Friday of Dega, or you can go to work busy Monday, you come back. And I'm like, I'll just take the bullet when I get back.
Yeah, which always sucks, but
dude, yeah, man, we went to the Boulevard was bumping on Friday and Saturday. Saw a bunch of people, saw some friends, met some new friends. The concert Saturday, I don't even know who Justin Moore was. It was good.
I recognized a few songs.
Yeah, there was some good time. Like the crowd was huge. Yeah, at the concert, the crowd was fucking huge. That was a good time. Boulevard, that's the only thing I was thinking. Like, remember we talked about the Friday, Saturday deal? Is the Boulevard gets so packed on Saturday, and it gets wild, but it gets so packed where like you can't even walk back and forth.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we went and explored some other camping lots and stuff, and had some wild times there. But it's like the Boulevard's so fun, but it gets like I get like overstimulated when it gets like, or I'm like, all right, that's enough. Fuck this.
Yeah, no, it's fun, but honestly, just going back to the campground is fun Saturday, which is kind of what I kept promoting. Was like, hey, we do have a sweet camp set up.
Yeah, which when I ended up meeting up with you boys, it was like, oh shit, y'all are still awake? I thought everybody was gonna be asleep.
Yeah, no, we had a good time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
yeah, it was fun. North Park was a little wild. I'm like, all right,
the Wild West.
Maybe I've outaged that one.
No, not at all. I think I just scratched the surface of something.
You can have fun. I'm going to go back to our campsite and just play beer pong.
All right, but Friday. Well, I thought too. I was like, all right, well, Thursday, let's go to North Park.
No, dude, you can't ruin Thursday.
No, Thursday is majestic. Well,
that's holy.
We did need more. That was the one thing. We kept the tradition alive with Thursday night vibes, but it definitely helps when we have some card sharks with us.
We need some dudes that like can play.
Yeah, which we just taught some boys how to play. So
yeah, so maybe next year, if they come, they can.
But it helped when the whole gang knew the scenario, not having to teach a bunch of people how to play cards. But we played cards; it was fun. So maybe next year everybody can study up a little more.
Dude, there was a lot of fights in North Park.
Yeah, there was. I'm just glad none of them were Pittman.
Yeah, that's the thing. I kept being like, okay, who is this? There was a lot of fights, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
it's
they
out of
weren't-
hand,
They
honestly.
didn't have nothing to do. And literally, I was describing it to Ronnie. It was like it's the Wild West. Like
If I was 10 years younger,
and you're like, whoa, shit! And then like a firework goes flying by your head.
oh man,
Dude, it was like that the whole time. Just
somebody
like,
got rocked in the face right next to me.
like, oh, I'm trying to think like Planet of the Apes. They fuck come riding by on a horse, dragging somebody, you know. And you're, yeah, and they're
I
shooting.
did see somebody almost get run over too.
They're shooting wild in the air, and then fireworks are like, pew, pew.
I saw somebody almost get run over, and the cop was like right there watching the whole thing
Oh,
go down,
shit.
and like didn't really do anything.
Oh, I saw a girl get ran over on a golf cart by a drunk guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. If I was like 10 years younger, I think I'd be more into it. It was a little much, but we all got to experience it.
I think we could definitely have like, especially if we had more than one vehicle or whatever the plan was. But like, all right, if any of these boys want to go walk around and have fun, we're going that way. If any boys want to go back to camp and chill out and have fun, we're going that way.
Yeah, there's probably just gonna need to be like a 2-truck thing every time.
Yeah, and then it'll be like me and Pittman going that way.
Yeah, everybody else could go the other way.
Well, that was the thing. It was like Saturday night I was going full throttle, but it was like, come on, we still got some fight left in us. Like, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
Like, Saturday night I got to where I was like, dude,
everybody was staying up.
I was like, my body is failing me because I was like, I'm about whooped. But I was like, hold on. I got some pre-workout in my bag. I was like, I'll just take some of my pre-workout from the gym and I'll just be wide awake again.
Yeah.
So I made me a pre-workout shake and I was ready to go again.
Yep. That's right.
So that's it.
So that's Talladega. So anyway,
there was a race.
There was a race. The racing,
maybe I was having so much fun, but I thought the race was awesome.
So that's what I was going to say. And I mentioned this before we even went to Talladega. I was like, I know what everybody's going to say. I know what we're going to say. And it's exactly what we're about to say was I had a good time at the race. It was packed. The stands were packed. People were into it. People were standing, like whole sections were standing for like 10 laps at a time. People were into it. It was a lot of fun.
How about them seats?
Dude, great seats. Just run it back next year, honestly.
I'm gonna see if we can get a little higher up, but I think the same people that
if you can bump it up a little bit.
I think those people they renew theirs too. Because when I tried to get him for this race, he was like, "That's the highest row I can get you."
Okay.
But if we renew them ahead of time, I can be like, if I beat those people to it, maybe I can be like, "Hey, I want those."
Okay.
Because you imagine if we were against the fence, I'd been even sicker.
If we could be against the fence, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great seats. We got to watch them burn it down right there because we're like at start finish.
That's one thing I thought. There was a couple spin outs right in front of us. The way they came off pit road right at us, we could see 1 and 2 real good.
It just sucks because we had such a good time. I mean, such a good time. Everything, it was so fun. Nothing bad happened. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah, a lot of people had a lot of great times.
Yeah, and I thought the racing was fun. But for everyone that watched it at home, apparently they had a bad time because people were not happy about this race. And they said there was way too many commercials. Not enough action.
There was a commercial with 6 to go or something. As side by side, they're cramming commercials in. Just blame Fox. I don't know why we're mad at Talladega. Right. So the race, it wasn't the best Dega race I've ever seen, but there was a bunch of racing moments. The stagings were great. In the first pit stops, there was calamity. Brad K and Kyle Busch ran in each other and took out Blaney. That took a lot of bets out. 3 guys out of picks out. And then I think that one restart where Denny got into Seabell and dumped his shit. They hit the wall hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And from then on, you know what killed me? When John Hunter spun out coming off pit road during green flag stops and the pack was coming and he's sitting sideways. Where was the yellow?
Oh man!
Like I've seen yellows for less.
Well, the same thing happened at Texas. I know we'll talk about Texas later, but when was that Chris Buescher, I think, with his tire?
They rode around for like 2 laps. Like
I kept being like, okay. Even in the booth, they're like, in the yellow will be coming out.
There should be a yellow.
Yeah, they're like, okay, multiple passes on the tire. Yeah, that's something going on with NASCAR. Yeah, they're just not throwing yellows, or I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard. If I'm watching it on TV, I feel like you should be able to like call it yellow, right? That seems crazy to me.
Hey, I can see this. I know y'all can see this. I'm sitting on a deck drunk. Yeah, I was not at Talladega for the second stage. I was in another dimension. I was on Pluto.
Hey.
Yeah, I was having a great time stage 2.
I think the solution to anybody that watched this race, Talladega, and didn't have a good time, didn't enjoy the race, my solution to you is you should just show up, because it's a lot of fun and it's not an expensive race to go to. You might want to take off at least Friday so you can get out there and like enjoy the camping.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a really affordable race to attend. Just camp for free. Tickets are cheap. Bring camp equipment, food, whatever you need to camp for a weekend. I don't know why you're not going to this race.
It's a must go to race every year. Like, if people are like, "Hey, you can only go to one race next year," run Spring Dega.
It's not even a question. And there's like there's crazy spots like North Park. There's the creek where we're at, which is fun. West Park is fun, but there's also like quiet, family-friendly areas where they actually have strict curfews on noise. So even if you're like a parent, it's like, okay, we'll go have a good weekend camping with your family and then go to the race.
Yeah.
There's no downside to this. Just everybody should be going to Talladega.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the mullet contest. The Dega Jesus mullet contest with guest judge Josh Williams.
Guest judge Josh Williams. And your host.
That's what it felt like, dude. I wasn't even trying to. I was like, because Josh Williams came out and it seemed like everybody was like, yay. And then when I came out, it sounded like it was like, Rebel Without a Cause, platinum.
And from south of Atlanta, Georgia, you know him.
Yeah, you know him, you love him.
Smoke starts coming out, billowing.
I need to get me like a fucking fox skin jacket to walk out in.
Dude, that would be sick. Shirtless, but with the jacket.
Sweating my ass off.
Yeah, you
full of intoxicants and fucking water.
Isn't it Sunday that we go out there?
No, it was Saturday.
Oh no, that's Saturday. That's right before the race.
Yeah, I was sweating my ass off already.
Oh man, it was fun.
Yes,
they tried to incorporate like the sledgehammer thing.
Yeah, that the sledgehammer thing was awesome. Shout out Pittman for winning. It was awesome, but that whole 45 minutes we wasted there is what fucked us getting to the race. Like we did, like we were having fun, so we didn't really acknowledge it. But that was what made us run to the. Well, you weren't. You already went in.
I wasn't even with y'all, actually.
Well, we were walking up the big hill when the cars were pulling out on the track. Like that's where we were. So like we booked it to the seats.
Preach.
Hey, yes.
I will never camp at North Park, nor will I recommend it to anyone. I'm with you, man.
I would not try to sleep over there. It's fun to get in there, dodge a bullet.
You will be robbed if you sleep over there. There's no way you don't get robbed at some point.
God bless them. We dropped pool off back at camp, and we were driving down the backstretch, and the flyover was happening. That's where we were.
Yeah, when we got off
of the sledgehammer thing.
When we got off the bus, we were walking into the entrance where they checked our badges. Yeah. And then they were doing the anthem. So we actually got to watch the start of the race from like pit road.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was actually really it was sick, dude. We walked right up at the perfect time. I was like, oh my God, this worked out perfectly. And so we just got to watch that happen. And then we went into the Big Bill's garage.
Yeah, I've still never been down there.
They got food, and it was actually like pretty good. Oh, and then we got to walk around and look at every one of the cup cars inside the garage. Yeah. And it's all air conditioned and covered. And it's just like, dude, it was awesome.
And you're like, yeah, I come here all the time. So me and my boys hang out. Yeah, NASCAR is pretty sick.
Yeah, this is just like what we do.
Yeah. I bet you were like the liaison.
Yeah, we didn't, because we didn't get up to y'all until there was like 40 laps left.
Yeah.
It was something like, it was the end of the race.
Yeah.
And I was making them run, and they're like, "Sorry, dude." And I was like, "It's cool." I just like, "Come on, let's go. I want to get back to the scene."
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, is I knew y'all didn't have beers, and I packed a whole cooler because I knew y'all would want beers when I got there.
Well, I gave the.
Well, I was putting a dent in them, and I was like, I gotta save them beers because I know they're gonna want some. And you got there, you're like, "Oh, I had a cooler my whole time."
That's what I was gonna say. I packed a cooler the whole time because one of the dudes from the Bachelor group didn't have a pass, and so I was like, "Hey, man. Sorry, you have to carry this cooler. They won't let me take it down there."
This challenge.
Which is another thing, it was good for that crew to be with people that do have experience, because they're like, "Oh, I would have never known. We would have brought our coolers down here."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah," and they would have made you like leave them.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Damn.
It was nice. It was a good time. We all had
a great
good time.
Dega
was fun.
Race
was good.
I'll probably slip out to the fall race, but spring Dega next year.
For sure, running back.
26.
Obviously.
I got to figure out where I'm going to put the banner. I have no idea.
Oh, you got the banner?
Yeah, I brought the banner home.
Nice. I got my flag.
Hell yeah. I got my flag too. It's in my stuff. I brought all my shit and put it down here basement. I haven't unpacked a thing.
It's a fast car living, left turn Colt, and Chairgatin. R.I.P. 2024. Yeah. That was a good year. It was a good year, but it was honestly got tops this year.
Yes, for sure.
This year was.
I could move stuff off this wall and put it on this wall, I think.
The tent was next level. If we get a speaker, maybe even double up tents.
Okay, the double up tent, I think, is like I think it would be beneficial, but also be a waste of resources.
What if we just circle the giant tent with the smaller tents?
Well, that's the only thing, is when it rained, that was a crease for just like water to flow in.
Yeah, we need to put the.
If we had two big tents, I ain't bringing no little tents. That's like where I was with it.
Yeah, that's
like,
I'm saying keep the one tent, and then the little tents. We need to put the tarp over. We need to put the tarp over the little tents.
Yeah, we could have done that. If we'd thought ahead. Yeah, I think it's like, and it with a whole army of us, or half of us that took it down. I think it's beneficial to we could put it up and down real easy, but then also it's like, god dang, then we got two giant fucking tents.
Yeah, it becomes a lot more work.
It's a lot more work. So, and also it's like, how long are we gonna have these big giant crowds?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think two's beneficial. I think I'd rather invest in the speaker than another tent.
Yeah, I could see the group getting smaller.
Yeah, I'd rather have a tent. And we don't have to blast music, but it'd be sick when we're down in the creek and we just crank up Kid Rock and not who gives a fuck who hears it?
When people are going to bed, if there's people in the camp and they're like, "Hey, I'm about to pass out," we can turn it down a little bit. We don't have to be dicks.
Yeah.
No, it'll be cool. Yeah, we should get a big speaker. I think that'll be
a big speaker, because mine's always fucking dying.
Yeah.
And mine does perfect for camp, but I want people across the creek to hear my shit and be like, damn, those guys are badass.
Damn, that dude in the Carson Hocevar shirt is badass.
Those guys are so badass.
Look at the sick ass Hocevar shirt.
It is sick. I got home and I saw an ad for it on Fanatics, and I was like, yo, Matt already copped that. That shirt's sick as fuck. Pole winner at Texas, Big Dog Hocevar.
I know. I picked him for Texas. Pittman called me. I was getting ready for church with my family.
Dude, oh yeah, you were fucking up, and I figured you were doing something like that, and I was like, the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, Pittman literally.
I was on the golf course.
Oh, thanks.
I was on the golf course Sunday, and I was trying to pay attention, but I knew I was last, so I was just like, well, I'll wait.
Yeah,
to see
true.
Who's left, and but I was like, oh fuck, Matt's gonna miss his pick.
Yeah, so I just picked Hocevar because I was like, well, who's left? Because I was
well, he ran good. He was in the top 5 half the race.
I had him on speaker while I was trying to dress my daughter for church.
Yeah.
I'm like, Pittman, who's left? And he's
that's what it got to me.
Kyle Larson, and that's the first time he says. I'm like, oh well, give me Larson, dude. And he goes, no, those are people not taken. I was like, well, that doesn't help. Just tell me who's the next.
We got all the way in, and I was like, who? I don't know to pick. Who's been picked? Like, everybody good? And I was like, holy crap, Seabell's on the board? So I took I was like, Seabell, let's go. And he didn't do a damn thing. Pittman, you need your money for other things, dude. Like, calm down.
Calm down, Pittman.
Who's going to put that damn thing together? Me and you and Pool?
Yeah, me and Jeremy will make sure to show up 15 minutes later like we do perfectly.
Yeah, you're like, oh, sweet. This is awesome.
Dang it. Oh, we just got here.
Hey, actually, let's just, Jeremy, pull up. Just pull up and wait for like 15 more minutes.
Yeah, I think y'all sent a post of when y'all putting it together, and we were literally like exiting and like driving to the track, and I'm like, slow down a little bit.
It really was. Yeah, let's enjoy this fresh air.
Let's we should take some photos in front of the sign for a minute.
Yeah, that's one thing we don't ever do is go take a picture in front of the sign.
I know. Actually, we didn't. I make that joke, but we actually didn't this year.
We need to.
I did last year with Jeremy though, with the new sign. So I have.
Yeah. Well, I meant like the whole group.
Yeah, that's true. The whole group.
Or like when we go to the white tents, that's the time to go over there.
Like, have you done a photo with the new sign yet?
No.
See?
I haven't done it in years. We used to do it every year.
Right.
My boys,
yeah. Jeremy wanted to last year because it was his first year. And I was like, he was like, do you want to take one? I was like, no, I've had so many. But then I was like, wait, this is a new sign. Yes, I definitely want to take one.
Yeah. The new sign's growing on me, the new logo. It's still, you can't beat the old one, but.
Yeah, I don't like it. I still miss the old one. I think they need to bring back the old one. And honestly, I think just put black behind the old one. That's the only thing that's cool about the new one is that it's on black.
It'd be cool to have like you have the new logo and then just at least have like one big giant flag on the turn with the old logo.
Something,
yeah.
They need to sell some merch with the old one. They would that would be hot.
Yeah, put it in the Legends hauler.
Honestly, their merch is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted that one shirt. I should have bought it. The green one with the white and it says Dega.
What about
Army green?
What about the one of the DJ that was at the mullet thing?
Yeah, that one was sick. It was like black.
Sweet Home Talladega.
Yeah, that's rad.
And it was like the state of Alabama in it.
I don't even know why. I didn't even look at the merch hauler. I think because I just spent $200 on Kyle Busch stuff.
That's the thing. I walked through. So I bought something for Coulter and all the bachelors to sign. Okay. And it's actually pretty sick. I'm kind of like, damn it, I should have bought one for myself. It's like a wooden cutout of the track. Okay. And it says Talladega in the inside. And it's just this like 3D wooden cutout.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rad.
So, and then I just got a silver Sharpie, and then all the bachelor guys, we just signed our names.
Cool. Yeah, I'd already spent $200 at Kyle Busch hauler. Right. So, and then Pittman coerced me into buying him a hat. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not spending any more money. I just spent I was like, I'm not even getting anything over here. I'll see what Reddick has. And I spent $300 before I even got to the Reddick.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent a lot on merch, honestly. I went a little hard on the merch. But that's good because when I went to Vegas, I think I mentioned on the podcast how disappointed I was with the merch. It was all last year's shit. It's shit that I've seen before.
It was different when we got there
times. And so I bought dirt racing merch because I was just like, that's the only cool new stuff I saw.
Right.
Talladega, totally different. Everybody brought out new stuff. I mean, look at this.
Well, they probably already had design and they were just getting some. Dude, I want that hat so bad.
Look at that.
It's the fit too. It's got that good fucking.
And it's like that Carhartt look with the black bill. Man, I love this hat. This Carson Hocevar shirt. I got so much cool merch at Talladega.
I'm bricked up.
Yeah. And I even mentioned it's one of the people selling at the haulers. And they were like, oh, Vegas? Yeah, we didn't have shit at Vegas.
Yeah, assholes.
Yeah, because, I mean, they have to, ship stuff out. It's more expensive the further they go. So,
yeah. I'm hoping Atlanta, too, maybe mid-June, they'll have even some,
even newer stuff. Yeah, with some of the newer paint schemes. You're probably
the next boys weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, can't wait. Golf?
Dude, we need
to unless you fly out.
Get the kayaks together.
Dude, I'm about to go buy my new one for my birthday. And then I was literally like, man, it'd be sick if some guys came out early for Atlanta and we did a little river float the day before. But then I was like, well, and then we all are also talking about boys roller skating night.
Boys roller skating night, that's right.
So that might be a little more applicable than going down a 5-hour river float. But yeah, dude, we definitely need another Southern Boys weekend. Fuck yeah, Austin Cindric, man, got his first dub of the year. I think Talladega got him back one because he got duped there last year. I think Cindric's very underrated. I was thinking about it, like the way he runs, he gives that 2-car hell, and he's not always up there in the image, but like he's always like meticulously, methodically, like getting after it.
Do you use the words meticulous and methodical because he has glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Yep.
No, it's just like, remember when you weren't at Atlanta. We were walking in Atlanta through the pits and stuff, or out through the parking lot.
Pittman was trying to pick fights with drivers.
Pittman was picking on people. And Austin Cindric came just like walking by like 10 feet in front of us. And I was like, yo, look, Austin Cindric. And everybody, like, nobody even noticed him. Nobody was even bothering him or like shaking his hand. And I was like, yo, Austin, what's up, dude? And he was like, oh, hey guys. And I was like, hey man, keep kicking ass. I'm fucking proud of you, dude. And he was like, yeah, he was
okay.
like, thanks, man. And he just kept walking out to the car by himself.
And calls his wife and he's like, some hooligans just threatened to beat me up.
Yeah. So I was just like, dude, cool. I was like, dude, that was a Daytona 500 champion that just walked by us. And no one even fucking noticed. Like, come on. And,
it goes back to just the personality of these drivers nowadays.
Yeah.
Man. They seem like dudes that are scared to shake somebody's hand.
Yeah. But I was just like, he is a good driver.
No, he's a great driver.
I always kind of in my head had this little battle of like Brad left the 2-car.
Yeah.
Austin took over 2-car. So Brad in the 6, it's Brad in the 6 versus Austin 2. And Austin's it's 3-1 right now. Austin's got 3 wins since he's been in the 2.
Yeah.
Brad's got 1 in the 6. And I'm always like, come on, Brad, defend yourself.
Come on, old man. Do something.
But Austin's doing what he can with that 2-car, man. I'm proud of him. I've been to 2 of his 3 wins. That's crazy. I mean, he earned it. He's a good super speedway racer for sure.
Yeah, I think he's just a good racer, man. He
won a stage at Texas.
Yeah, and he's on a good team.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He has teammates that are winning championships. So,
like, I don't think Austin Cindric's job's up for debate.
No, but he is the worst on that team technically.
I don't even like saying worst. Just like
I know. I'm with you.
He's the third duck in line.
Yeah, it's just it's weird. They're that strong of a team.
Yeah. They're all 3 fast.
And now Blaney doesn't have a win yet, does he?
Well, yeah, Logano and Cindric have a win before Blaney, and I didn't even realize it that was Penske back-to-back wins.
That's a good point too.
I didn't even realize that with Texas. Logano. I guess we'll jump right into that. Texas was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Also, it got the Dale Jr. stamp of approval, which means the next Texas race everybody should show up to because it's going to be hot.
So
Dale Jr. predicts good races.
Texas has been a fucking dud for a while now, especially with this car.
I can't wait for people's opinion to start to change on Texas.
But
it's got so much shit.
I think too is like it's aging. It's finally like aging.
People have said to just blow it up for years.
Yeah, demo it. But it's like, just let it sit there and like watch this track let it get like Atlanta old. Dude, that video was sick. Great promo. Whatever they're doing on the IT team, keep doing that. We'll talk about that in a second. Is let this track get old as fuck. Like, it's unbearable. These bumps are nuts. Like, it seemed like it was like the drivers versus the track this weekend.
True.
And we don't see that with this car. All we do is bitch and whine every week about fuck this racing can't pass bullshit. Well, how many times have we seen guys just bust their ass with this new car? Never. Well, very rarely does a guy get loose and just wreck with this new car.
Yeah.
This whole weekend, it was like I didn't give a fuck about Texas.
God,
I sat there and watched it, and it was like the second Denny blew up, the race just fucking turned on its head. And dudes are spinning out. Dudes are wrecking on their own, losing it all by themselves on seams and bumps. And I was like, dude.
That bump off the turn?
I was like, we saw like 7 dudes just spin out on their own. Yeah. I was like, yes, thank you. This is what I want. Like,
Noah Gragson spun out. Carson Hocevar sent it.
Yeah.
But
Kyle Busch
up into the wall.
Busher blew a tire and then hit the wall. Josh Berry spun out.
Oh no, it was Priest. Priest.
Hocevar ran Priest into the wall.
Into Priest.
Berry was leading when he spun. there was a bunch of calamity and like chaos. Bubba just cutting people's noses off.
Barry with the lead.
Yeah, Barry spinning while lead. Like the whole race was fucking crazy. It did at the end. I was like, all right, guys, like let's finish this damn thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of yellows, but I was also like, hey, these were like natural yellows. Like guys are going for it.
Yeah, they said the crowd was huge.
Yeah, it's the biggest crowd we've had in 15 years, and it looked like it.
I mean, that's not hard to do. The last 15 years have been bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Bristol bad, where
that
you
Texas race was more fun to watch than Martinsville was, or Bristol.
Yep. Yeah,
I had more fun watching that than Martinsville or Bristol.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I like that take. Yeah, that's a really good take. What
does that tell us?
Which is an unfortunate state of affairs.
Who said that?
Yeah. But that being said, also Texas being a fun track again, like feels
Shout
good.
Out Texas.
It feels good. It needs to happen again.
Hey.
I like Dale Jr. on his show this week was talking about that. How
I haven't
he was
listened to it.
Really?
No, I just haven't got. I listened to Denny's. That's all I've gotten done.
Oh, I thought you were saying you just don't listen to his show at all anymore.
I listen to some of them.
I listen to his before Denny's, honestly.
I listen to sometimes Teardown. They've gotten kind of bad, and then I listen to Denny's first, and then I listen to Kevin's.
Download. Oh yeah, Kevin's too. Okay, Kevin's like the third one now.
Kevin's, I get wishy-washy with Kevin's because it's fun because Kevin will cuss on there. But they are like, it's Fox. So they are like, this was fun. This was great. Great racing.
That's what
Kyle Larson spanked him. And I'm like, no. Yeah. But Kevin will be like, what are we doing? What the fuck is it? Like, Kevin will be like, somebody at NASCAR needs to put their foot down. And I'm like,
he's good. He's good.
Yeah. But Mamba, shout out Mamba. But Mamba and Caitlin Vinci, they'll be like, what a wild, wacky weekend. And I'm like, no.
Wacky weekend.
Yeah, Dude, hearing them talk about the Boulevard, I was cringing. Caitlin Vinci acted like she'd never heard of the Boulevard.
Man, the whole thing.
They were just talking about the Boulevard, and they were like, y'all know what goes down there. And I'm like, y'all ain't never fucking been on the Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Harvick was like, I went down to the Boulevard for my first time ever. And he's like, I was not prepared. He said, I would pull it up in the golf cart. We walked through the little gate. And I was like, dude, where was I? And he's like, walked through the little gate. And he's like, the first thing I saw was a naked woman just walking by, totally unfazed, unbothered. And then I was like, hell yeah. And he was like, I was uncomfortable. And I was like, no. He's like, he said it was wild. And I was like, yeah. What did y'all think was going on at these NASCAR
Man,
races?
I hate hearing all the celebrities talking about it, like Cletus and Barstool and all those people.
Yeah. Because you don't know what happens out here stays out here.
We grew up in the dirt, in the Talladega mud.
Yeah.
We have been in the thick of it. We are not celebrities walking through, being ushered through with like NASCAR security, like, this way. Yeah. No. It's just seeing that stuff like annoys me. I know people loved Cletus, and I don't know.
It does get annoying when there's like, this is
Barstool is probably the worst about it, to be honest.
You know what was funny? Is were you next to us when we ran into Freddie Kraft? Were you standing with me, or the crowd on Saturday night? When I was trying to lose everybody.
I don't think I was with you.
I know. I think you were because I was getting pissed because I was trying to lose everybody.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to lose everybody Saturday night, and
I might have been off with the Bachelor crew.
We might have split up, but I ran into Freddie Kraft. I said, "What's up, dude?" And he was like, "Hey." Well, he sat there and talked for a minute, and he was standing next to the dude, and I was kind of like, "Why does he look familiar?" But I didn't. I just was like talking to Freddie,
right?
And everybody's like standing behind us, and I'm just like, it was cool because he always remembers me. And I was talking to Freddie, and so this guy was just, and I was like, "Oh, hey man, cool, blah blah." We were catching up, and this guy was like, "Hey man, I'm large, blah blah," with Barstool. It was the large spider dude, not the spider, not the young. The older, taller guy. He was with Freddie Kraft, and they were standing there talking, and I just walked up talking to Freddie, and he was like, he was like, "Hey, I'm so and so." Like I was like, "Yeah, cool, nice to meet you, dude." And I just went back to talking to Freddie Kraft. I just totally was like, "That was that Barstool guy," and I was like, I just totally big dicked him on accident. I was like, "Yeah, cool, dude. I don't fucking care." And I totally just sat there talking to Freddie and was like, I was like, wow, that was a Barstool guy, and I didn't even like fucking notice.
I mean, I don't care, to be honest.
I don't either. I just thought it was funny. Like he like was, oh hey, by the way, I'm so and so, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they just like they never hired any like actual NASCAR people. They just were like, hey, you and y'all cover NASCAR now, so pretend to be fans. And they're like, okay, I really like Chase Elliott because of blah 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 blah. Yeah, none of them were like actual NASCAR fans. So that's the frustrating part.
Yeah. I just forgot. I totally had a flashback. Like, oh yeah, I met that dude. It was funny. I mean, I was like, I gotta tell Matt about this.
So anyway, Texas.
No,
Junior mentioned in his show, Texas used to be badass, and he was like, man, it used to be a party. It used to be a good race.
I always heard Texas had a part like in the 2000s. I think I remember hearing like Texas is wow.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Bigger in Texas.
Yeah, Texas had a huge party scene. There was a name for it, and it's like I'm drawing a blank. But there was a name for it. It's like this party zone place. That they were trying to hype up to be kind of like the Boulevard.
Yeah.
It was like their version of it.
Dude, I remember when I was younger in high school, and people like it always drove me fucking nuts. It drove me bonkers because like of course I'm getting hyped for Atlanta race weekend, and kids would be like, the races are in town, and I'd be like, oh god damn. And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, yeah. And then like after the race weekend, I'd be like, man, I had so much fun going to school. And people were like, the races suck. The party was lame this year. And I was like, we're fucking 16. Like I was like, and I was like, you goddamn kids. I was like, oh, like none of these kids like were going to the race to go to the race. They were going to party and underage drink or whatever. But I was always like, you people drive me fucking nuts. Like this is a sport. You know, and they're like, yeah, the party was lame, and I'm like, y'all are high school kids, and but then now I'm older, and I was like, yeah, so they used to party out here.
No Limits, Texas. That was like, I don't know.
That was what it's called.
Yeah, there was something about No Limits, Texas. It was like it was like they started their own city limits thing. It was its own city.
Okay.
And there's supposed to be like no rules. I don't know
what happened out there.
Yeah, it was something back in the 2000s. Anyway, it was a good race.
They always film those dudes on that bus outside turn 2, and they look like they got it going on.
Yeah. Is it the school bus?
Yeah, there was one shot. It was like in a commercial. It was a come back from commercial, and it was like they were under caution, and like that thing where there's like super zoomed in on some fans, and like they kind of slow zoom out to go in cars going by.
Yeah,
they're super zoomed in, and it was a girl with a fat ass on the bus in turn 2, and like the camera guy's just filming her big ass, and I was like, am I the only one noticing this? Like he's just zoomed in on her ass, and then like slowly zoomed out, and it was like cars, and I was like, dude, this guy should be fired or reprimanded or something. But I was like, hey, or give that guy a raise. But I just told him, was like, this dude's totally filming this chick's ass like right now on TV. It was on the CW, but I was like, this guy's filming her butt on TV.
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the school buses that parks in the infield at Texas for like every race. I had on the show back when I first started.
It's almost just like the fast car bus. It's a big deck with rails, and there's like 30 people on it.
Yeah, I think that's the dude. Actually, he had his own show, at Dirty Mo for like a little bit.
Really?
But well, like years ago.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly. I wish Atlanta had a Boulevard type section.
Well, you keep pretending it's the party pit, and it's not. I don't know. Every time Pittman comes to Atlanta, he's like, we got to go to the Peach Pit. And I'm like, I'm not going to the fucking Peach Pit, bro. It's not cool. It's like a bunch of grannies and young kids and children. But
Pit, dude.
Apparently there's a couple of people there that have little DJs and stuff. And I don't know. I'm usually pretty fucking faded and ready to go home by that time. I have thought like it would be fun, like especially for the boys' night race. Like, hey, let's just get faded as fucking sleep here.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, but we'll see. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get out there. But
you better.
Yeah, I'll try.
Sounds like we're gonna be hanging out all summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Texas, Logano win, back-to-back Penske. Playoffs are stacking up. Fucking the champion gets back to victory lane. Some storylines, I don't know. It was pretty good racing. Not pretty good
is
racing.
the champ back?
I don't know. He won. He's never won in that scheme, so that was different. I just thought it was like, it was definitely like this is a Joey Logano win. Hey, how about shout out Michael McDowell, dude? For 10 that go, I was rooting for Michael McDowell so hard.
That's the thing, dude. It sucks. Well, I think Denny was too, because he got to mention in his podcast that he was like saying what he was. I think everybody was cheering on Michael McDowell.
I mean, he gave it hell, dude. Like, they didn't even like run up there, and he was fighting for his life to try to get a win. Yeah. I love it. And then Logano's huge balls on the dash, making that move down all the way to the wall into 3 was badass. Like, people were like, "Oh, Logano backed into it," and it was like, dude, he fucking went onto the apron to pass for the lead. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what Logano does. You know. Yeah. Crazy by Blaney. He probably could have had the win.
Yeah, when they did that choose and Blaney just got behind Larson.
I almost forget that Ross Chastain finished second.
No.
You kind of forget he snuck in there.
Blaney totally fucked up. And
I thought it was like between Blaney. And then next thing you know, you see Chastain passing Blaney, and you're like, whoa, Ross was there the whole time?
Yeah. And
which is kind of cool, by the way, Ross Chastain. Me too. Cool to see him back up front.
With 20 to go, hell, I thought Reddick was going to have a shot. Him and Larson were battling.
True, man.
Before he got spun. Because he had
a
fast-ass car, and then I think it was a racing deal with him and Suarez right there in the dog leg.
Bubba was up there as well.
Bubba was up there late. He spun himself out.
Of course.
But yeah, it was almost like the tricky Texas. Like it was a crazy race because it was like the drivers versus the racetrack.
Seabell ended up finishing actually top 10. P9.
Yeah, I think that was just through attrition, to be honest.
Right, because I thought he was absolutely done. Also, shout out Austin Dillon, P7. And he raced up there.
In me and Nathan and Justin's league, I had Austin Dillon as like they both picked pretty good, and I had an underdog, so I went with Austin Dillon because he finished in the top 10 in both Texas races last year.
Texas, exactly.
And so I chose Austin Dillon, and he came in P7. I won. We always do highest finisher, and I won with Austin Dillon. I was like, hell yeah.
That's
I
right.
meant to tell you that.
That sexy 3 scheme also. Yeah, that was cool. And he raced up there, and like I was watching it, I'm like, okay, clean. Yeah, because I was just waiting for him to get caught up in something. Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
dude,
oh my god, I think he's
Kyle Busch got up to P3, and I was like, Luna. And Luna came in there, she was watching, and she was flipping out. And as soon as she's like, woo, Pete, she's in third. He spins out the wall. She's like, oh.
Dude, even in the booth, they were like, oh, no.
Dude, she started crying, and I felt so bad, dude. I was like, no. And Luna was crying, and she was like, it was the end of the world. And I was like, he's okay. Look, he's on pit road. And then he got in the next wreck with Brad K, and I was like, oh.
Dude, is Kyle Busch, are we getting the Jimmy Johnson treatment?
I don't know, dude. He gave it hell. That car looks so good. I wish he would like show some fucking life, which he's trying. Like he's driving above his means in those cars.
Do you think retirement is on the horizon?
I think, God, who retires first, Denny or Kyle Busch? I hope it's separate years. I hope they don't do the same year. I hate when drivers do that.
Oh, man. Could you imagine if we lose Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch in the same year?
Yeah, that would be
People are going to be like, NASCAR's dead, y'all.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. There's going to be real panic in the streets.
I don't know. I think Kyle Busch retires before Denny. I don't know. Well, that's another thing. Denny's 44.
He's 40. Yeah,
so I think Denny,
40, though.
He's still got 4 or 5 years.
No, maybe. He does. But like he also could just not do that.
Yeah, he just retires.
If he's just never going to get good equipment and he doesn't like this car at all, he's not having fun. You know where he's having fun? He was in the booth for the high limit race. Did you see that?
I saw clips.
Oh, dude, he was in the booth for the high limit race and he was having a great fucking time. You could tell he was just
and then you saw that
calling the race and he like loves Rico. So he's like, Rico won. And he's like, my fucking boy Rico. Like he was hyping him up. It
You
was a
saw
lot of
that
fun.
and that fucking ad they just did for Homestead returning, which we didn't talk about.
Mhm. I don't
Is
even know
that
about that.
Brad and Kyle ad was cracking me up,
Yeah,
dude. He's
true.
like, I drive for RCR. And he's like, what? He's like, you own your own team. He's like,
Yeah.
no way. And he goes, and then he's like, let's go. And he's like, Joey Logano, 3-time champion. We got to stop this.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit cracked me up. But he said, we got to stop this. I was like, dude, this is what we've been missing for fucking 15 years.
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying is like Kyle Busch has become better
Like,
off the track than on the track,
yeah.
which is the opposite for Kyle Busch traditionally.
Yeah.
So
Usually
I'm just saying, dude, if he doesn't like this car, if he's not gonna get equipment that he can win in, at what point is he like, dude, I have enough money. My son's probably making it. He's probably making him money at this point.
yeah.
With how much merch they're selling for him. I mean, I don't know. Just go full in on your son and be like, we're just starting a team for him, and that's like what we're doing now. And I have enough money.
We're also talking about having fun, but he's also making like millions of dollars.
True.
Yeah, I think I'll keep doing that.
Unless he gets a contract with like Prime or some shit.
Yeah. Which that doesn't get talked about enough to me. Is like Kyle Larson's sponsored by Prime. They totally don't ever like he just holds a Prime in Victory Lane, but I'm like, I want a paint scheme.
Oh, I was talking about Amazon Prime. You're talking
I was talking about the Drink Prime.
Well, because Chase Elliott was sponsored by Amazon Prime.
Yeah, didn't even see him at Dega. I don't even remember seeing that car.
Yeah, it was the Prime car.
Yeah, I remember seeing it roll off at the beginning of the race, but I never saw him in the race, and I wasn't even there half the time. But I don't even know where he was during the race.
But Prime's doing pretty good with NASCAR so far. It seems.
I thought about it. Nathan was telling me today, he's like, there's only a couple more races of Fox, and then it goes to Prime. And I was like, oh, yeah, shit.
Dude, have you looked at the talent that Prime has?
Dude, their broadcast that's going to be
That's what I'm
sweet.
saying.
Well, I was sitting there, and I was like, well, fuck. I go, well, yeah, I got reminded, like, my dad's going to not watch racing for, like, 6 weeks. He doesn't have Amazon.
He doesn't have Amazon?
He doesn't have internet.
Oh.
Well, I was kind of like, my dad every week will be like, what time's race tomorrow? Or what time's race today? You know, he'll record it or whatever. But I tell you, it's like, he'll record it on his Dish Network. And I was totally like, oh, shit, my dad's not going to watch the race for, like, the next 6 weeks.
Dang, that's kind of wild.
Yeah. So he'll probably be like, fuck it. I don't watch anymore.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a wave of something. It's going to be good or bad.
Yeah, that's a really good point because, yeah, dudes like your dad, and he's definitely not the only one that might just say, okay, I guess I'm just not a NASCAR fan anymore.
My dad's never even been on Amazon. Like, he's never ordered anything on Amazon.
I mean, this is kind of what Denny Hamlin was talking about in a way in his podcast, which we could talk about as well, is like
Denny went off and I loved it.
Are you talking about when he was talking about the traditional fans and like don't underestimate them?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
Yeah, and he was like, "You're well." That's what, and we've preached it on here for years. It's like, yeah, we're a casual fan. It's like, why are we trying to appease the casual fan?
Exactly.
Why are you not appeasing the people that are spending their fucking lives on watching this shit and trying to make them happy? And like, the casual fan is going to be the casual fan. Like Ronnie is a casual fan. He watches sometimes. He comes to a race or two with us.
He's friends with fans, so he will occasionally associate himself with racing.
If
Same
he's
with like
bored
Coulter.
and not doing anything,
he might a couple times.
Yeah, if he's bored or not doing anything, he might turn the race on.
Yeah,
but NASCAR is trying to make those people lifers, and it's like, no, dude, no, just appease your lifelong fans and make them happy, and the rest will be how it is.
Right, exactly. Because there's a lot of dudes that are at sprint car races and late model races and short track races that are exactly that. They're the ones that were like, yeah, I used to watch NASCAR every single Sunday. Now I just don't. I haven't watched in 4 years and I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like those people exist and they fill up local short tracks. And NASCAR needs to get them back. And Denny was good at calling him out. They were talking
about we need better leadership.
Well, and I appreciated how they called it out. They were like, honestly, compared to other professional sports, what other professional sport has a dedicated fan base that's this knowledgeable about the sport? Dudes that for a hobby are racing cars, mechanics.
And not all football fans like played football or know football. Like they just like, yeah, to go team, score.
Right.
It's like, no, like NASCAR fans know racing and no cars. Like, it's our life.
Like if you sit just a casual person down and turn on a race, you'll have to explain so much of it to them because they don't understand. And then that's just the barrier of entry. Then when they're talking about what's happening to the car, that's a whole nother like level of understanding NASCAR.
Yeah.
And so I think what Denny and their crew was talking about was like, hey, the people that go and show up to races and watch every single Sunday, they're at this top level where they do understand what you're talking about. And when you just try to assume that they don't understand, it's like you're just insulting them because they actually do understand. And there's a chance they understand better than you do, actually.
Hey, we're bitching. We're not happy. We don't like it here. Yeah, y'all just don't know. There was a bunch of lead changes. We like what we saw. And it's like,
Right.
all right, I'll just go watch something else.
When you see NASCAR hires another executive with an Ivy League diploma that lives in Manhattan that never went to a NASCAR race their whole life, and they're trying to tell you that you don't understand the decisions they're making on your behalf, and you're like, no, I watch every single Sunday. I've been watching every single Sunday. I mean, the diehard NASCAR fans have been watching their whole lives. They've been watching, and as Denny mentioned, they've seen the better product. They know what better looks like.
I saw a video on Twitter yesterday, and I was like, dude, I felt that. It was a guy. He was like filming, or it might have been TikTok. He was filming like the race on TV, and I think Denny Hamlin was spinning out or something, and he was just filming, and his wife was like, "Why do you watch this fucking shit?" She was like, "It's so fucking lame." Like his wife was saying that or something, and then like it just came up in caption. It's like, what she doesn't realize is this is a tradition that I've done for the last 30 years, and I'm way too fucking far invested to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll never stop fucking watching it. And he's like, whether it's good or bad, this has been my life, and I don't want it to stop. And like, I was just like, dude, I was like,
NASCAR.
Yeah, I was like, good or bad. I was like, I'm too far in the fucking barrel to fucking not do it. Like, I'm the Kevin Costner meme. Like,
yeah, that's how I feel a lot of times, dude. With especially with just like shit NASCAR, like watching Bristol, and I'm just like, I mean, what do I have?
I'm not happy. Yeah, I'm not happy, but like, I've got to watch it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I invested so much into this.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to keep doing it. Like, I'd really like them to just fix the problem and make it fun again.
We talked about going out to eat Sunday for Mother's Day, and we're talking about getting margaritas. And I was like, she was like, well, what time's the race start? And I was like, well, fuck, it's Kansas. And I was like, I don't even care what time the race starts. We'll go whenever you want to go.
Yeah.
And I told her that, and I was like, she was like, well, I know she's going to want to go and be back before the race starts too, but I was kind of like, I don't even care if we miss the start of the race, or I'll have it recorded. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. And I was like I know I don't do that. And I was like, I always sit down and watch the race. But I was like, I'll record it. I don't give a fuck. It's Mother's Day. We'll go do whatever you want to do.
No, for sure.
I told her.
That's
when I was like, weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just appreciated that Denny called them out and called out leadership, and somebody needs to
sticking it to the man.
Well, that's the good thing about his podcast, man. That is the one thing that I do appreciate. I can't stand him a lot because I just listen to his show and I have to turn it off halfway through sometimes because he's like recapping the race. And I'm just like, dude, I watched what you did. That's not what happened. And it pisses me off. That's why I can watch juniors better, because at least it's not a driver anymore that's like making excuses. I don't know.
Junior, half the time I'll be like, yeah, that's right, Junior. And then half the time I'll be like, what? No, Junior, come on.
Yeah, true. I just like that he has a perspective as like an owner, a promoter, a business owner, a former driver. Yeah. And so he talks about so many different aspects of stuff that I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And business wise too. I'm like, oh shit, that's a good point.
Yeah.
He's like Junior. my salesman influencers on TikTok. Grind 24/7.
Oh yeah, I need to listen to Juniors more. I just started I think it's probably better now, but it was going downhill bad. I just can't stand that stupid fucking kid on there. He's got on there, the little
Yeah.
nasally nerd fuck. I can't stand that kid. Oh, he drives me nuts because he'll be like, "So Junior, like, what was Talladega like?" And Junior will be like, "Oh man, we used to race Talladega, man." And he'll be like, "The Boulevard," and Junior will be like, "Yeah, man, it's crazy out there. The fans are crazy." And he'll be like,
That's a really good Junior.
"So if you were like in a race car, what would you do?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna punch this kid. I hope to God he runs up to me at a race one day with this microphone and dirty Mo shirt."
I like TJ Majors though.
Well, I haven't even listened to one since TJ's been on.
Dude, he keeps coming on. He's been on 2 weeks in a row now.
TJ's on there now. Like TJ's not on DBC anymore. They just have TJ and Junior. Or whatever.
Is he like officially the co-host though?
I think so.
Because even this last week maybe they're just making a joke.
Well, I quit listening to DBC, but they had Kyle Busch on the other week, so I was like, "Well, I want to listen to that because I think it'll be good." And it was really good. I haven't listened to the new DBC yet, but that one it was like a lot better and it's unedited now, like no bleeps. And it was
I'll
like
check that out.
I was like, "Oh, okay, this is different." And they were keeping it real on there, and they were like, "Fuck NASCAR and fucking these." Oh, and they were like these pussy drivers. Like they were. God, Tommy Baldwin's on there or whatever, and he's a Yankee, but he's like, "Oh, these kids, they don't work on their own shit. They don't care about it." And their episode this week was with Rodney Childers, so I thought about giving them another listen, seeing what Rodney said.
I mean, I think he is right. I don't think any of the drivers nowadays grew up working on their own cars.
Well, that's what they like called pretty much all the drivers pussies. And it was like, yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, they kind of are. That's what I was saying about, like, Austin Cindric. He's like,
we watched the first episode.
Hooligans.
We watched the first episode of Full Speed earlier, and the show's sick. Like, I wish they made the drivers seem even cooler than they are.
It's kind of hard to do.
I know, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, and then like William Byron's like, yeah, and I'm like, dude, these drivers are fucking fags.
Dude, yeah, it's not easy to make them look cool.
They did make Blaney look cooler than he is.
Yeah, Blaney does that. Blaney's
I was watching and I was like, dude, Blaney's fucking cool.
No, he's a hipster. He'll trick you. Just like Denny is like a playboy, but I don't like that he tries to like act younger than he is. Like, I don't know.
That is a thing, Denny. Just the Jordan brand stuff and like, yeah,
just the way he dresses. And
I'm
talks.
like, dude, like you're like in your mid 40s, bro.
Don't you have a teenage daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're in your mid 40s, dude. You have like a teenage daughter. Like, just like it's okay to be a 45-year-old dude. It's okay. Yeah. I get it. It's just like calm it down a little bit, and then I think I would like him a little bit more. When I see a show and I see like what he's wearing and stuff, I'm just like, all right, come on.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I like.
Couldn't
Denny.
be me.
I wouldn't wear Denny's stuff, but like I watch from the shadows, kind of do.
I know you do. Yeah. All right. I mean,
hey, we got an episode in. Hopefully, Kansas this weekend. I think because Kansas has been so good the last couple of years, I don't want to get overhyped. Me and Cody were texting today, and he was like, "Dude, Kansas weekend's gonna be fucking nuts." I go, "Here's the thing: watch it be a snoozer."
I'm getting those vibes actually. Yeah, because like Texas being pretty good was weird.
Well, and Kansas could be a barn burner, but I was like, watch Kansas just be lame, and Kyle Larson wins, or Denny wins. We're all bored, and
Willie B.
Yeah, a Willie B win, and we're like, oh, all right. Somebody just goes out and kicks ass. Which is fine. I just think they keep playing this 4-wide finish like we're gonna have some fucking crazy ass fight photo finish. And I'm like, dude, y'all are hyping this up too much. Just sit back and watch.
Yeah, I mean, any guesses on picks? I know we haven't really done picks in a while. I would say anything in Hendrick is going to be a safe bet.
Ooh. Underdog. I'll take the motherfucking. Oh, wait. No, the motherfucking 17 of Chris Buescher.
Yeah, that's a really good pick. I'll just keep riding the Carson Hocevar thing until it clicks.
I think you should. Lock of the week. Ooh, I gotta go with my boy Tyler Reddick. going 45 car Toyotas, and he's a wheelman. He let's get it here. I think Kyle and Denny's probably the low hanging fruit, but Ross Chastain won the fall race here.
Yeah, that's
Kinda,
true.
everybody forgets about that one.
Ross, and he just got second.
Yeah,
Is Ross Chastain heating up?
Ooh.
That could be a good one. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna pick anything with a Hendrick logo.
Yep.
Just if you're
Pretty
a
much.
betting man. Bowman lower on the scale.
I'd say Chase
Elliott.
lower
Is Chase Elliott gonna get a win? Like, what's happening
He
here?
finished third here in that 4-wide pass or 4-wide battle last year, and he finished top 10 in both races last year, I think, at Kansas, and he's low key good here.
He is, and he is due a win, like very much due a win.
Yeah. Or does Blaney win the Penske trifecta?
Oh man, that would be another good storyline.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's finally Chase Elliott.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go Chase Elliott and Carson Hocevar. Those are my picks.
Ooh, Chevys. All right, I like it.
Yeah, I like the Chevys here for sure.
You got Chevys. I got Ford and Yoder.
Yep.
All right, we'll see if we get an episode next week. If we don't, we don't. If we do, we do.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, look. Diamond Dave, last minute.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me pull up the
Put that one up there. Go 9. Hey, Diamond Dave. We're just now logging off. Enjoy. Watch the episode back, my boy.
Still alive. Peace.
Hey.